This is a message to everyone who needs to hear it right now. Go do it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a video for you all about nail oil. Just talking about why I personally think you need it and just some of my favorites. And the reason this video came to me was because actually Nick's Polish on Instagram shared something to his story about how I think he didn't believe in nail oil or something, and he was like, it's big nail oil trying to get you to buy their product. And sorry Nick, you inspired me to make this video. And if you don't follow him already, I will have him linked down below. He has really, really cool nail swatches. He does a really great job. I love his lighting and stuff like that. He is just kind of getting started in swatching, but already it's like, man, the quality of his photos, really good. And he's hilarious, so I would recommend following him if you don't already. So as I'm sure you guys know, like, nail oiling is a whole thing. You know, it's one of those, like, what I feel is like a crucial step in nail care, but it's the first one to go and fall to the wayside when your life gets like busy and hectic and things like that. It's so easy to forget about or just say like, I'll do it in a minute, I'll do it in a minute, and then you just never do it. And it's one of those things that I think it's the most important maintenance step, especially if you're trying to maintain long nails. And P.S., I am not a scientist, so this is just what I've noticed from my own personal nail care journey, I guess. Is it a journey? Why is everything a journey now? It's my journey, okay? So here's the reasons why I think that you should oil your nails, and then I want to just show you some of my favorites and tell you why. So first of all, if you are somebody who wants to take photos and maybe get noticed by like brands and things like that, at least for me personally, what I see is really well-maintained cuticles and hands. And one of the ways to do that is to prevent that look of dryness around your cuticles when you're taking your swatch photos. And so just a small dab will do ya, just a little bit of nail oil, just around that cuticle rim, right before you take a photo, and any dryness that you may have noticed, just gone. It kind of eliminates, it gives the illusion that your hands aren't drier than the Sahara Desert. Sometimes I'll go to take a swatch photo and I'll like get my hand under the light and I have the camera and I'm like, whoa, like you can see like the dust crumbling off my hand. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have not oiled. So I will just dab a little oil on there and suddenly it doesn't look like I've neglected my cuticle care for a week. The second reason that I feel nail oiling is important is, you know, if you do tend to get really dry hands, or if you live in like a drier climate, or like in the winter time when a lot of people's hands get super dry and cracked, it really is a nice, longer lasting way to moisturize your body. For me, at least, when I use a lotion, it doesn't really get in there because lotions are a little bit thicker, so it's harder to like rub in. And it doesn't seem to last as long for me as an oil does, because oils are a little bit more resistant, I feel, to some of the elements around us versus just a regular lotion. And so at least for my skin type, the oils tend to have the more longevity than a lotion does. Now, that's not to say I don't also use lotion. It's just like, it's like a two-step thing. I do the oil and then I lotion my hands. And if I can only choose one because I'm strapped for time somewhere in my brain that I think that I don't have enough time to do both, I will always choose oil, because to me, the appearance of my cuticles is far more important than the backs and stuff of my hands, because you can't see those in my swatch photos. And the third reason that I find oiling to be so important for me is because I like to maintain longer nails. Now, these are still on the shorter end for me. I tend to keep them even longer than this. I'm growing them back out after a break. But when you put that oil on, when the oil is saturated in, it adds a little bit of flexibility to your nails, because when your nails get really dry, think of it like a twig or a tree branch outside. When you step on a really dry twig, it snaps and it breaks. And that's what's going to happen to your nails. Whereas if I took a twig that I found on the ground, like after it rained really bad, right, and it's really saturated with water, when you go to try to snap it, it bends. And yeah, you do see some like wear and tear around the outside of the twig, but it doesn't bend and snap all the way. And that's kind of what's going to happen with your nails. Like I've had times where my nails were, you know, very well oiled up, and I have like I have this tendency to like literally like hit my nails like 90-degree angle dead onto a wall or a door. I don't know. It's like the way I grab things is really bad. And that's why I try to like walk around with my hands and fists all the time so that I can never do that. But sometimes I end up doing that, and when my nails are particularly well oiled, they will bend. They will not snap. They will not break. There might be a little bit of tearing around the outer edge that you can just file away and like let it grow back out a little bit, but you won't lose the entire nail, and that's what's important. And that's why I definitely am a huge advocate for nail oil. So let's get into a few of my favorites, and I'll explain to you like why I like them. So I guess this isn't so much my favorites, but just here's every nail oil I've ever tried and what I think about it. But I will tell you my favorite too. So the first brand I ever tried was because of Simply Nailogical. She used to kind of rep the Simply, or like Bliss Kiss, I guess it was called. And I had the big bottle. It is like $48.21 for a big bottle for 4 ounces. And I used to buy the pens. They have these like clicker pens that you would like, it has a brush at the end. I think they make these for like lip gloss and stuff, and then you would just crank it up and nail oil would come out and you could brush it on. And that was really convenient, but the pens are not marketed as reusable. You can try, but they're really hard to reopen and refill. And then after maybe 1 or 2 reuses, they just kind of start to be really bad. Like they would leak a little bit, they got really messy, and I wanted something that was more reusable because you go through the oil in those pens really fast, and it's expensive to keep rebuying the pens, so it makes more sense to buy, you know, the big bottle that I had, the 4 ounces. This is all that I have left, is this like one little bottle. I bought these little dropper bottles and put them in here because it was easier to use. This nail oil is fine. It comes down to, if you buy the big bottle, about $12 an ounce, and that's kind of on the cheaper end compared to some of the other ones I'm going to tell you about, but it's just not my favorite anymore. You know, it's like I said, the inconvenience of the bottle. It has almost like a lotion head where it's like, or like the top of a shampoo bottle where you snap it up and it like the lid goes like this, and then, you know, you can squeeze the oil out. Whereas I would prefer either like a dropper or like something like the eyedropper type style. But yeah, this was my starter oil, and it's fine. It got me what I needed, but I have moved on. The next oil I tried was the Essie Apricot Nail Oil. This one is $9 for half an ounce, which means $18 for a full ounce. So a little bit expensive. I don't use this for like an everyday oil anymore. When I first got it, I did. I carried this whole thing in my pocket. But again, the portability of this is not great, because once you start getting oil around the rim of the cap, or where the cap screws on, it gets really oily, obviously, and then the cap, it starts to kind of slide on and off a little bit more easily, and then if it's in your pocket, it starts to kind of like untwist, and then you're leaking oil all over your pants. So not a great situation. This is kind of more of a stationary oil. It should stay in one place. It smells nice. It's, like I said, like an apricot oil. It's a little bit thinner than a lot of the other oils that I have. And this is the oil that I use exclusively for swatch photos. I take this, and then I take my old cleanup brush that I don't use for cleanup anymore because it's old and it's a little bit frayed from overuse. And I just take a little bit off of the bottle there, and I like carefully paint it around my cuticles, because I don't like super oily swatch photos personally. I know some people don't care. For me, it's just not I don't like it. It's just not for me. I don't know how else to say that. I'm not trying to be rude. It's just not my jam. And so I try to use a really thin layer. And I learned from JessFace90 that she did this. She would take a little bit of this with a brush and just rub it on her nails. And so that was where I picked that up from. And it works pretty well for me. I don't think my nails look too oily. And it's a great way to control this, because the brush on this is your Essie like thin brush, and it's a little bit too big for what I'm trying to do. So then we have the Orly Argan Oil Cuticle Drops. Now, This is actually one of my favorites. As far as hydration goes, I find that this one is really hydrating for me. It has like longevity, unlike any of my other nail oils. I really like it. I think that a lot of these ones with like the argan oil, they seem to work really well for my skin type. And it's got this dropper that's got kind of like a point to it, so it's pretty controlled. The only problem I have is the bottle itself. The glass dropper is a little bit too long on this bottle, and so when you screw it all the way in, it ends up pushing this like the rubber cap piece out. And if you like turn it on its side, it's gonna leak oil because it's broken that seal. So again, not very travel friendly, but this is a really nice heavier duty nail oil. And this one, $15 for 0.6 ounces. So that comes out to, I don't know, like almost 30 bucks for 1 ounce, a little bit less than $30 an ounce. And it also, I don't believe it has a scent. I can't really detect one. Maybe something faint, but if you are not somebody who really likes scents, I know that some people, you know, this is skincare and a lot of people don't like scents in their skincare. It agitates their skin. Then this one I feel like would be pretty good for you. And like I said, very heavy duty hydration. So up next is the weirdest one in my collection of nail oils. This is one I hauled a little while ago back in my old apartment. This is Le Mini Macaron Loom Gloss. So as you can see, I have used quite a bit of it now. Because at first I was a little bit skeptical when I got it. I wasn't really sure if it was very effective, but I've used enough of this to be able to tell you some pretty legitimate thoughts on it now. This is a really great like nighttime, right while you're in bed oil, in my opinion, because unlike a oily oil, this one, it dries down a little bit. It sinks into your skin almost to, I don't want to say like gelatinous, but it almost kind of has like a film that like locks in and makes your cuticles moisturize overnight. So you don't run the risk of getting oil all over your pillows and your sheets and your stuffed animals and all that kind of stuff, which, you know, isn't cute. So that's why I really like this one for nighttime. Not sure if I'll repurchase because I have so many other oils, but I really do like this as an option. This one is $10 for 0.47 ounces, so about 20 bucks for a full ounce. And the scent is a really nice light scent. It's really unobtrusive. It's like a light, very light lavender soap, I would say. And I know it looks black in the bottle, but when you put it on your nails, it goes on clear. So I think it's just kind of like maybe a gimmicky thing to make it this color, but I do like it. And it looks really cute. My package is like all like oily because I've been touching it, but it is a really nice, like pretty, classy looking bottle in my opinion. All right, that brings me to the C&D Solar Oil Nail and Cuticle Care. I got this in a gift with purchase from Ulta. If you bought the full size, which is half an ounce, that's $12.50, so that comes to $25 an ounce. And this is not something I would ever purchase on my own for very specific to myself reasons. So it has a sweet almond scent. It's a little bit on the thinner side. It smells really nice. It feels really nice. I think it's very moisturizing for your cuticles. However, in our household, we just don't buy products that have almond in them if we can. It's just like a whole thing with the bees and like the water in California and all that. And I know it's like one little cause, but you know, we don't buy almond products, so I won't repurchase this solely because there's almonds in it. But if I was somebody who bought almond products, this is a really nice product, and like I said, it smells really yummy. The Josie Marin 100% pure argan oil. I got this in gratis when I was working at Ulta. It is $17 for half an ounce, so $34 for the full ounce. And the dropper on this one, this particular one, is weird, and I'm not sure if it's because this is like a trial size, but it's like the dropper's glass is really thick, and so I don't know, it kind of drips out a lot, like there's a lot at once, so you have to be really careful. But this is a nice one. With argan oil, you know, you can use it in your hair, on your skin. You know, some of these oils are very multi-purpose. I don't put a lot of oils in my hair or on my skin just because I don't, but I do use it on my cuticles, and this is another good argan oil. Like I said, I think a lot of these argan oils are probably built about the same. I've gone through about a third of this bottle, and I've liked what I've used up so far. And, you know, I will continue to use this up. But as far as repurchasing it goes, I don't know. I think that I do like the Orly one better just because I like the dropper more. And I find that one to be like so moisturizing. And the Orly one, I feel like it's just a little bit thinner than this one. This one is a little bit more viscous. And I don't know. It's like a tactile thing. I don't like the super viscous oils like that are like, they're not sticky, but it almost feels like you could like go like this and it would like string out between your fingers, you know? More argan oil. This was like the Ulta brand one. And this one, it was on the sale rack for like $2. And so I was like, it's $2. It's not going to hurt me if I spend $2 on this 4 ounces of argan oil. So if this was in fact $2, I think it was even cheaper. I can't really remember, but this was 50 cents an ounce for me. And there was a couple bottles. So I bought one for me and I bought one for my friend, Healer Senjo. And you can see I've used quite a bit of it. I gave some to my dad for his cuticles. I don't think he used it, but whatever, Dad. This one, again, there's no real scent to it. The dropper is incredibly long, as you can see, and pointed. So I like the dropper on this one better. I would say the viscosity of it is more similar to the Orly than the Josie Marin. And I think that this was a really great deal for a lot of oil. And then we have Terra Beauty Bar's Floral Infusion Multitasking Oil. Now, I'm sure you can take one look at this and know exactly why I bought it. It looks cool. It looks fun. That's why I bought this. So this has coconut oil, jojoba oil, and lavender essential oil, which I'm probably assuming that is for scent more than anything else. It says it can be used on your body, your hair, your nails. It is 100% natural, waterless, and vegan, if any of those things are important to you. Now, the only thing that concerns me about this one, because, you know, you can use this, like it said, for anything, is the coconut oil in it. I do not personally break out from coconut oil. I know that some people do have skin types where it's comedogenic, where it clogs up your pores really bad and then you get acne and things like that. So if you're someone who's sensitive to coconut oil, might not risk this one, but if you are not, this smells great. I think it smells like Angels on Bare Skin from Lush, and we're back to that again. And this one was $24 for the 4 ounces, which means it's $6 an ounce, which is really a good deal in my opinion compared to some of the other ones that are a little bit on the pricier side. This also has that super long dropper similar to the Ulta one. And there's something about this bottle, like the way all the stuff looks in it, it just makes me feel like I'm in an apothecary, which is like, I don't know. It makes me feel like very fancy and old-timey for some reason. So I really love this. I haven't used too much of it because honestly, I just like to look at it. Is that weird? I'm like, wow, what a beautiful oil. It looks beautiful, but that's the truth. I think it's just really, really pretty. Okay, and then last but certainly not least is my all-time like overall favorite nail oil. This is shopnbms Cuticle Buddy. Now, I like this one because it is so convenient. It is just really easy to apply and carry around. It's got everything you need. This is the most portable one I have. And that's really what I need is portability, because I have all these oils for home, but I don't have anything I can just throw in my bag or my pocket and not have to worry about. So these little guys, I have 5 of them. One of them is at my desk at work, but I have 4 just scattered throughout my home. These little guys are $12 for 0.27 ounces in this little roller ball, which equates out to about $48 for an ounce. But if you buy like the refill for these, it's like, I think it's like $25 for about an ounce. I think you get just slightly more than an ounce. And these are just fun. Like, I know they're a little bit pricier, but they're really convenient for me. So first of all, you can choose a different color. All the different colors are different scents, but you can take this rubber piece off and you can see there are a ton of like colorful crystals in each one, and the colors correspond to the rubber casing. And then when you take off the screw cap, there is a roller ball in these, which is really nice for application. And the roller ball also corresponds in color to the whole piece. So it's kind of fun. You can coordinate it to your outfits or your manicure or whatever if you wanted to do that. The other thing too is it comes with this, I don't know how you call this. I can't think of an appropriate way to say this, but you can put these on your like belt loop or your keys or your purse or whatever. And you know, these are designed to be carried around. So I haven't had the same issue or I haven't had the issue like I had with the Essie where like the oil was getting everywhere and messing up the cap. I have carried these in my pockets. I have these in my purse. I have one at my computer desk here. I have one at my computer desk at work. I keep one by my bed. And I have one next to my seat on the couch. So I've got these guys everywhere, and I have found that I really like them. I got a good way through the orange one, and this was the first one I bought. And then at the beginning of September, I got like a coupon for like some money off. And so I went to go, I was like, oh, I need one for work too. And they were selling them 2 for $20, which is a little bit cheaper than normal. So I was like, well, let me get 4 because I need them everywhere. And so like I said, the Orly Argan oil, this is my top favorite for moisturization. But as far as like overall, like hits all the boxes, like convenience of application, convenience of carrying around, cute. The Cuticle Buddy is really the way to go for me. And I think that if you're somebody who forgets to oil a lot or has a hard time, you know, like getting motivated, I think it's fun that you could go on the website, you could pick, because all the different colors are different scents. You could pick your scent, you could pick your color, and then this is something that you can carry with you everywhere, so you really have no excuse to forget. So if you're new to oiling or you just like can't be bothered so much, but you know that it's important, this is 100% what I would recommend to you. Oh, and like I said, so they have 2 for $20 on their website, but I also saw you can get a roller, a refill, and a little glass file for $35 all together. So that's also a pretty good deal. So yeah, that's going to be it from me today. I hope you guys found this video interesting. Let me know some of your favorite nail oils down below, as well as any like tips and tricks when it comes to nail oiling. Because you know, the biggest problem I have with nail oil is I just get it everywhere. Like every document at my desk at work just has like fingerprint stains from the nail oil. So let me know down below your thoughts, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.